In previous video, I've explained Docker images and the Docker containers. And now Docker architecture. The Docker architecture has main three parts: Docker engine or Docker D, and container D and runc. These are the backbone of the Docker architecture. Now let's go into the deeper details. When the user interacts with the Docker CLI, Docker desktop or Docker UI and other REST APIs, even if the VS Code extension, it communicates through the Unix sockets and passes through the Docker Daemon. It is the brain of the Docker engine, and this goes to the Docker image management, which is responsible for creating the images and building image and managing the image, like removing unused images. And then next, the Docker container management. In the container management is responsible for creating a container, removing the unused container, or starting the container. It manages the whole system of the container through the Docker D. And then volume. The Docker volume management creates the volume and mounts the volume to the Docker images. If the Docker image is deleted or the container is deleted, the volume remains permanent. And the network management can be assigning the IP addresses and isolating the IP addresses from the user host machine related to the network management, and can be bind the ports to the from the host machine to network machine. And then container D. The container D is responsible for the system level operations like image link and can push the images from the registries or Docker Hub and removing the images, and based on the image services it operates. Then the snapshots. The snapshot is responsible for layering approaches. Like if the user wants us to run Nginx or Ubuntu services, it manages by pulling the Nginx services once or Nginx images once. Then it divides the lower level layers and keeps the upper level layers manageable, editable. So it's responsible from the snapshots, which makes the performance optimization. And the task services. The task services are responsible for running the containers, stopping the container, pausing the container, and checking the container is running properly by monitoring them. Then content storage, which stores the images, the raw images, and manages them, divide them into piece by piece parts, which is responsible for optimizing the Docker. Then we can go to the runc. The runc is the main which talks to the kernel, and then the kernel handles namespace process, which creates the process and much more behind them, and handles the process isolation, other management tools like gives, checks, and then mounts. Then the Linux, after creating the container, the runc exits. This is the back end process of the Docker architecture. As you know, the main is Docker engine or Docker daemon and container and runc. In next video, I will explain this topics in detail. The detailed process will take place. Thank you.